Hi guys, my name is Sean. I'm a houseplant enthusiast from Jakarta, Indonesia. In today's episode, I'm going to be covering Onlyplants store, a plant store that I've started, and here actually is our nursery. And nursery would be an overreach actually, because this space is actually quite small. It's a house that I rented, and that's Gia flapping her ears in the background. But this is more like a classroom, a place for me to learn, more like a studio for me to film, because I'm very new to this sort of business. I'm turning this hobby into a business, and I'm learning about how to grow the plants in a bigger scale. I'm learning how to tag them, give them SKU numbers, do pricing, shipping, and I have 2 new staffs here. Finally, I can have some of my work delegated to them, so I'm training them as well, in hopes that one day I will have something a lot bigger than this. So this is really a stepping stone for me, and I decided to film this whole process of setting up the plant store, of learning with you guys, and I hope that you guys are entertained or educated by this kind of content, because there will be more to come. Feel free to comment down below if you like or don't like this kind of content. I always read my comments. The first thing that I want to put out there is that I am so sorry, but I cannot export plants. This is because exporting is a lot of work, it's a lot of paperwork, it's a heavy investment. I would need to basically spend money that I don't have to get all these paperwork. There are services that do help and ship to you if you're overseas, but those services are sometimes unreliable, and I don't want to be held accountable by any bad experiences from there. So I hope that you guys are kind of forgiving me because I know I get a lot of DMs on exporting plants, and unfortunately I don't have the capabilities. I have 4 businesses running at the same time right now. I have other businesses other than plants. I have my YouTube channel, so I really am not exploring the avenue of exporting plants at all. The local demand is actually quite high, and I believe, and I hope that you guys don't find it offensive when I say that one day I think exporting will kind of be reduced a lot, because hear me out, every countries, every places will have their own growing facilities, and someday a lot of these plants are going to be diversified all over the world. So, I'm always advocating propagating. If you have your hands on some rare plant in the country, please go ahead and propagate them and share them, sell them, and then one day they won't be so rare anymore, and we will not need to ship our plants internationally, because that is number 1, it's a high carbon footprint when we ship plants around. Number 2, it's actually a stressful process for both the shipper and the person receiving the package, and also the plant, because they don't really like to be held in that condition for too long, if you know what I mean. So right now exports is still pretty big, and I really support those of you who are in this frontier land of exporting and importing plants. But I think one day, I think it will slow down quite a lot, just to put it out there. And the concept of the Onlyplant store is that we carry all types of plants, whether it's common, uncommon, or rare plants. We want to have it all. It's a place where I feel like we want to develop a love for different species of plants. We want to learn to cultivate them, and want to learn about how to grow them in different parts of our homes. So the sun is right above my face. But yeah, these plants are going to be growing in our space, whether it's indoors and outdoors. And I'm going to be sharing everything I know about growing these plants in all these different conditions with you guys, so that we can have them, be happy in our homes and have them kind of grow old with us, like this fiddle leaf fig in front of me. So I have a lot of plants in front of me because I'm a hand talker, so I just need something in front of me. But yeah, some of these plants, they will grow old with us, or they're just fun to have around. They're fun to grow, they're fun to propagate and share. So that is sort of my angle with plants, and I hope that I can influence some of you guys to get into this plant hobby, which is very exciting. And also plants, not just for ourselves, but plants for gifts as well. When we have people who are feeling down, we want to celebrate something, or we have somebody that we love that are moving homes, or if it's a birthday, we can consider giving them a plant and giving them the care guide so that they can care for it successfully. So that is how I approach plants. I really want them to beautify our space. I want to have a meaningful relationship with plants, and I hope that you guys are with me on that. So now, in terms of pricing, I've been studying this with our competitors and things like that, and we're not going to be able to sell things at an average price. I think we're going to be a little bit above average price. This is only because we ship, first of all, with pots, so we don't ship things kind of bare, and we use a correct type of potting mix. My potting media is premium. I did develop some potting mix that are also on sale, but then they're not the cheapest potting mix. They are like very, very good stuff. So, and we grow them in a very good condition and we ship them in very, very good conditions. We do fertilize everything before we ship them, and we do pretty good pest control. So yeah, we cannot price them kind of where the market level is at in Indonesia, because I know that plant pricing is very competitive here and people are very, very price sensitive. So yeah, we're going to be a little bit above that, but I'm going to always find a very good value for you guys, because I personally am a shopper as well. I love it when I get a good deal on plants. So nothing's going to be ridiculously marked, but we can't sell cheap plants. We just can't. Now, I've been getting pressures by my family who are just recently getting into houseplants to get into more of these hyped up plants, because actually one of my cousin, shout out to you, I'm not going to say your name to protect your identity, but she's someone who started her business in fashion and then grew it so big, and she recently got into plants. And my goodness, she's really, really big into the plant trade. She'll buy a pot of Syngonium and she'll sell it at double of that within the next week. So she's like in a lot of group chats where people are selling all these like hyped up rare plants. That's amazing. But although I must say that, first of all, I don't deal with that because I am not a business person. I don't see plants as just numbers and figures. So when I see a hyped up plants, I actually try to avoid it. In fact, I don't want to be in that game, because here's what's directly said by my cousin, and I completely agree. So these plants are basically like you buying this one pot of plant at, let's say, $10, and then you're reselling it for $20, and because it's so hyped up, the whole market rushes for it because there's not many supply. Then the next person will sell it at $30, and then they will sell the same pot for $40. So then this same plant gets passed around into many, many different hands. So it's like passing a bomb around, and the bomb gets bigger and bigger until it will explode. All bombs explode, and it's going to be a very big explosion. So the last person to hold the plant will suffer losses. In fact, I have had experience when I variegated Monstera adansonii, which I believe is a video coming up next week or so, where I did lose a lot of money on those. But yeah, those kinds of trading, what we call plant trading, it's really, really big. It's a big industry, especially big here in Indonesia for rare aroids. And I do know a lot of people that are in that community. I do support it, don't get me wrong. It's really good to have this kind of hype, this kind of excitement. It's not only good just for the sellers in terms of making money, but the person who managed to get a hold of this plant, that joy, I understand. I understand the joy of unwrapping a difficult to find and rare plant. So I am all up for it, but it's not a game that I want to play. It's not how I approach my Onlyplants store here. I want to see plants sort of as a sustainable business where the prices don't fluctuate as much. And again, I want to focus on plants that are going to be growing around us, we're going to properly care for them, we're going to learn about them, and we're going to be propagating them and sharing them. So that is my angle with plants. Now, with the future of this nursery, I'm actually doing sort of a financial budgeting. We do have sales target, and honestly, we haven't met our sales target in the last 2 months, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit. But I'm going to be putting aside money. I'm not even really taking much profit out of this, because we're injecting all the profits back into the business, because we do need a big plot of land. So whether we can save enough money to have a land and a shop, because we do want to have an offline presence. I currently only ship online because of the lockdown, but I also don't have an offline option at this point. If you watch my channel, you know that I have been hunting for a store space, but they're so very expensive, rent and renovations, and we just can't afford it right now. So in the future, maybe we'll save up enough money to have our own plot of land, to have our store, or maybe we'll rely on investors. I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, we're not ready yet, only because, again, we've just moved in here 3 months ago. We're learning a lot. Every day is a learning process. I mean, when we're ready for the next step, I'm sure you guys will hear all about it. I'll make sure that I announce it here, and I welcome you to follow this journey with plant business. And talking about sales target, so I was a little bit ambitious. I set a pretty high target, for the first 2 months, because before this I was actually packing and selling plants on my own in my own home and old home that I used to live in. And I did manage to score quite a good sales number. But here in this nursery, the problem is that we're not selling the one-offs anymore, because when we have a plant and we have propagated it, we do want to keep a lot of mother plants because we need the mother plants around when we have a bigger nursery. So we're not selling as liberally as before. So when I look at the stock number that we have on sale, it's actually quite low. Like, it really worries me because I actually monitor the sales traffic on our store, which is on Tokopedia. Our traffic is really, really high. A lot of people do check in on us. We have a lot of visitors, but then the conversion, and conversion means how many of the traffic converts into sales, is super low. And if you browse my store, you'll notice that I don't really have a lot of SKUs, which is stock keeping unit, which is varieties basically. And a lot of these varieties have been around for a long time. We don't really renew it. Like we have your Peperum incana, we have your Saint Begonias. So my job in the next coming weeks is to diversify. I'm going to be propagating as many different types of plants as possible. And yeah, I'm also videoing a lot of those videos, by the way, so you'll have a lot of new care and propagation videos of exciting species to learn from. And I may even get into wholesaling, which means that I may do some more plant tours outside of Jakarta in the mountainous region, where it's going to be wholesale plants. And I'm going to just be buying them, rehabbing them, and then reselling them. I hate that process, trust me. I don't like to see, I don't actually like trading plants. I'm not a business person, but that is something that we must do considering the fact that we do need the sales to run. We have 2 staffs here that are feeding, and we have to consider the future expansion of the business. And I have a really good business partner, so shout out to you, who is helping me run the back end, the finances, and all that good stuff. So I guess my advice is, if you're not good at business, it's a good idea to have a business partner that is good at it. So yeah, be on the lookout for the contents relating to the store. It's going to be called Onlyplants Store something at the end of the wording. So that's going to be the title of the video. So if you want to search in the future on contents regarding just the store, do search by the title, because I'm going to have different topics each time. I'm going to be talking about pricing, how we research price, how we price our plants, how we ship and pack the plants, how we manage this space. And I'm going to be also doing a lot of tours on the space to show you what we're growing, and just day-to-day operation stuff. So it's going to be an interesting series. I'm not going to dedicate a whole new channel to it. I just put it in one. But yeah, some exciting things are coming up ahead. Again, please do comment down below if you like or if you don't like this kind of contents moving forward. I do read all my comments. In fact, next week's video is going to be a tour around this nursery here. And actually, I do have another nursery in my home. This is actually where the 2 staffs live, in this home. So they're caring for this, but I also have my home where I care for different types of plants as well. So I'm going to be doing those tours for you soon. It's very exciting because there's going to be a lot of baby leaves. I'm going to be sharing a lot of propagation tips, and there's going to be a lot of spoilers on plants that we're propagating. So check out next week's video for that. And now that I've shared my plight with you on my plants, it would be really, really good if you can support the channel. I know that you guys are supporting the channel just by watching these videos. If you can watch the ads, let the ads run. I actually get paid quite a lot of money from that. Like the videos, comment down below, and do subscribe, because this will help the video reach to more people. That will really help me out financially. But also another thing that you can do if you live in Indonesia is that you can buy the plant. Whether it's for yourself or gift for a friend. We do make very healthy plants, and we wait for them to be in the right condition to ship. Of course, we're not going to be 100%. Just so you know, we have been having very, very minor issues. We take every complaint and every concern seriously. So if you do receive some issues with your plants, please do let us know. Sometimes we do ship replacements to you guys. Sometimes we teach you how to rehab the plants, because some of the fun process is in rehabbing the plants. Because when I buy plants from online, a lot of times I do have to rehab them as well. So it's going to be a very good process. But when you buy plants from us, you're really, really supporting my channel. You're supporting airplane down above. You are really helping the business grow, and I can put out more contents for you guys here. And this is super, super highly optional, but I am on Patreon. So if you feel like you want to buy me a cup of coffee a month, you can subscribe to my membership there. It's, I have different tiers of membership, but if you don't, that's not a problem. I don't want to pressure anyone into anything, but it will really help me out a lot. So yeah, thank you so much, I guess, for watching all my videos, all my blabbering, and thank you for this journey. This has truly been rewarding, and this is a next step in my, I guess, in my career, and also it's my personal life too, because I spend every single moment that I have, every free time that I have on my plans and making these videos and editing these videos for you guys. And it's been a joy. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.